Hey guys, I wanted to come to you today and do a video about brows. I know just recently I did a video about brow kits. It was the Wet n Wild and e.l.f. brow kit, but today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more in depth about brows. As far as, you know, my technique. A lot of the times when I do a makeup video, I'll say, okay, I'm gonna do my brows off camera and then I'll be back because it takes me a little bit to do them. So this is dedicated to brows. I have recently found a few brow products that I really like, and I'm going to tell you about those because they're not all Mary Kay, and I know I harp on my Mary Kay products a lot, so I'm going to share with you some products that are not Mary Kay. So one of the recent purchases that I made is from Catrice Cosmetics. I don't know if you can see it. But it's the Brow Pen Pro, and I made it, I got the shade Warm Brown. I also purchased this Slimatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil from Catrice, and it's in the shade Medium. And I got the same pencil in the shade Light as well. And there's a reason for that. I'll tell you here in just a second. And I also have a pencil that I like to use a lot here is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I have it in the shade Chocolate. This is probably one I go to a lot and one that I really, really like. I also have this from NYX, just to throw that in there. I have this Control Freak eyebrow gel. It's a clear gel, and I'll use it with just about anything. I have the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. It's in the shade Honey Brown. I use it. It's not one of my absolute favorites, but I do use it. Then I have a couple from Wet n Wild. I have the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil, and it's in the shade, there's no shade on there, but it's brown, you know, my normal brown color. And then I have the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Taupe. So those are my drugstore brow pencils, and I know that's a lot. I've got way too many. I just told myself today, before I even looked at these, I was like, you're gonna have to just use what you got and not buy anything else for a while. So I have decided that's what I'm gonna do. However, some of my absolute favorite brow products are Mary Kay, and I'm just going to mention them really quick. We're not going to use them in the video, but I am going to mention. I like the Mary Kay Precision Brow Liner. I've got it in the shade Brunette. I used it in a recent video. Really love it. I also have the Volumizing Brow Tint from Mary Kay. It's in the shade Dark Blonde. I really like it because it has the fibers in it that helps, you know, make your brows look a lot more full than what they are. And then I have the Brow Definer Pencil. It's in the shade Classic Blonde, and it's also Mary Kay. And so I use these a lot, really enjoy them. They're some of my favorite products from Mary Kay. And I've already went through a couple of these pencils from Mary Kay, so these are absolute favorites. And then these I've gotten recently and have yet to go through them, but I'm working on them. Now just a couple of the higher end eyebrow things that I have, and I don't have a lot of them because I don't spend a lot of money on this particular thing, just because they're really good drugstore things that you can purchase that are just as great. So one of my very first high-end purchases was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I got it in the shade Soft Brown, if I can open it, and I have used it some, and I do like it. A pomade is really good for a quick application and just really you know, rush through the brow. It's good to have. So that is definitely one of my favorites for when I'm in a rush. Then I also have this from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is the Dip Brow Gel in Soft Brown. So it's the Dip Brow in a gel form, and it has like the spoolie. Also a quick way to get your brows done. So these are really good, and some of the very favorite products for brows. I'm just one, if I can find something cheaper, I'm going to, and I'm not going to spend a lot and invest a lot. However, this is my ultimate top. This is what I will use on a special day. This is my, you know, number one above everything else. And it's not a Mary Kay product. But I really enjoy the Urban Decay Brow Blade. And what it is on one side, it has the pencil. And I'm almost out of this one. Has a pencil on one side. And then on the other, it has like a brush, but it has an ink stain. And so I really like this, and I use this a lot. You don't have to lay off of it because obviously I've used it way too much to be almost out. But I use the shade Brunette Betty. I was using the shade Cafe Kitty and actually liked it, and I think I will go back to that shade, the Cafe Kitty shade. So I do have two of these. They're expensive, and I'm not going to purchase another one of these until I go through my other brow products because there's no point. And the reason that I purchased the Catrice products was because one of the people I like to watch on YouTube had mentioned that they liked them, and they also liked the Urban Decay. So, you know, I was giving it a shot to see. So I'm trying to find a cheaper option here. But the ink stain, I do use it. It's not something that I absolutely have to have. I'm just gonna make a few marks there so you can see what it looks like. It's not necessarily something I have to have. It is waterproof. I like it for that. It looks more like a microbladed eyebrow. So that's why I think I really like these. So anytime I'm having a really good brow day and somebody compliments me on my brows, it's probably because I have this. So just FYI. But these are my absolute favorite. Trying to find something a little more feasible. So the whole concept in this video is to use my more drugstore products to do my brows, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna use my Catrice products because I just bought these, but I do like them. So I've used the other ones I think in videos, so that's why I'm not focusing on those. I'm just gonna focus on my Catrice products in this one. I'm gonna first start out with the Slimatic Ultra Precise pencil, and this is in the shade medium. And how I like to do my brows is there's a spoolie on one end and a pencil on the other, and it is very slim. So I like to spoolie through, comb through. I don't have a whole lot of brow, but when I do, I comb through. And then I like to take my pencil and I like to just draw like a line to make it like a precision edge on the bottom. See how I did that? See how it's more defined? When I do this, I like to use a light hand. I hold it kind of closer to the bottom so that I'm not putting a lot of pressure. But I still want to have control, so I still hold it, you know, pretty good, but not too much pressure. So once I get that on there, I like to kind of go back here just a little bit and start putting the brow strokes through the brow. I don't draw on a top ultra precise line, but I do try to have somewhat of a line on top, but they are more like a brow stroke than it is just like me drawing a check on there. And notice I've left this front part of my brow alone for a reason. Now, my eyebrows are not perfect, so they're not gonna do what I'm about to tell you. But they say that the front of your eyebrow should start here, and then it should end here. And your arch should be here. So mine's a little like that. Once I draw it on, it's not gonna look like that before. If you draw it on and it looks a little bit waxy, just spoolie through, because that, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a waxy pencil. Well, I mean, it has to be a little bit waxy to hold your brows in place. So just spoolie through a little bit. Now, there are some that are just way too waxy, and I will agree with you on that. The CoverGirl one is a little bit too draggy and too waxy for me. So it's not my favorite. So what I normally try to do is I will take a lighter color through this part of my brow to kind of give an ombre effect. However, I'm not the best at that, so I'm not gonna like do like a tutorial on how to do that, but that would be why I would do this starting back here. So I'm just gonna take a lighter hand here in the front, kind of feather through these. But the reason I would normally leave it like that is so that I could use the lighter color in the front. Because you're gonna go, well, that looks the same, and it does. But I did that just to kind of show you that technique. I also want my brows to kind of look similar, so that's why I did it too. And when you start with your brow pencil, I like to start with a blunt end. And the one way to do that is just to kind of roll it down and kind of on a paper towel or something, just kind of rub it just a little bit, and it'll get it to be just like a finely blunt end. And that helps with the precision. So there is my first brow. On the next brow, I'm gonna take this Brow Pen Pro from Catrice, and it has this little brush, like a toothbrush looking thing on the end, and I'm gonna spoolie, well, it's not a spoolie, but I'm gonna brush through my brows. One thing about this, and I'm gonna say this and then it's gonna take me forever, but one thing about this is it makes doing your brows a little bit faster, and I think that it kind of cuts down on the time of it. So when it rolls out, it's going to be sharp like that. and I'm going to use, it looks like a triangle on the end. I don't know if you can really tell that, but it does look like a triangle. And I'm going to use the tip of the top of the triangle to kind of draw that line for underneath. This is always my problem brow, so that's, I always have issues with her. So I put that underneath, and then I'm just going to take it and go through. I'm trying to be a little bit more precise just because I'm doing it with an audience, but it's usually pretty quick with this pen. Definitely much quicker than this side. So this brow looks fuller than this brow. It's a little bit different of color. However, this one took a little bit, you know, it was quicker to do. I really like this Brow Pen Pro. I thought I was gonna like the micro or the Slimatic pencils just because they were more precise, but I've actually ended up liking this chunkier pencil. So it's just a matter of preference. I did order my Catrice stuff offline. So, you know, if you're interested, just look it up online. I'll link it below so that you can, you know, check out my links. But check it out, see what you think. They have pretty decent prices, and I just really like this brow, and it didn't take as long, and it makes that process a little bit quicker for me. So I definitely think this is a contender to replace my brow blade, because it goes on quickly, and as long as it'll last throughout my day like my brow blade does, it definitely can replace it. So that was just my little quick brow tutorial. Yes, I know they look different. They are definitely not even sisters today. But I just wanted to kind of give you the difference in the different pencils that you can get from this brand in particular. If you are looking for a pen that you don't have to necessarily order offline, this Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil is the same shape as the Catrice pencil, and then all the other pencils are basically just the slim precision pencils. So And that is my brows. That's how I usually do them. I can do, if you want me to demonstrate my higher end stuff, I can try to do a video for that later. But I'm just trying to find a replacement for that brow blade because it is so expensive. It is easy to go through so quickly, just because brow products you just go through really quickly. So I'm just trying my best to find something that would be a good replacement. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.